Hi Libra, welcome to your week ahead tarot with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. Check them out for all three so that you know which part of you I resonate with most as a reader. With that said, they're general readings. Make sure you use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So if you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you. And if you're new to my channel and you want some of that Rafi love, sorry, that's my tea that's steaming, by the way. If you want some of that Rafi love, make sure you hit that subscribe button. All right, so your key to the week this week is the Devil card. So as I've said a few times before, very often this card it can represent addictions, obsessions, negative or sort of unconscious sort of modes of behavior, right? But one thing that I have started to come to really sort of understand is at a base level, very often this is where we're locked into a very rigid way of seeing that there's only one way to do something. So in all of these different areas of life, you are being asked to consider having a little bit more balance, dare I say it. All right, so for your actions and options, you've got the King of Cups. This is a card of emotional intelligence, right? And because you've got it in your actions, this means that you are now starting to tap into your creative power and ability, which is great. But with this Devil card here, there's almost, one of the most addictive things on the planet is our feelings, right? And this is so very true. And this combination can speak to that. It does also suggest as well that maybe you are ruminating, thinking over things in a way that isn't actually helping or healthy for you. So this is something that does need to be considered now as well. All right. Now, when it comes to the options that are available to you, there will be opportunities this week to utilize your creative energy in ways that you are used to or ways that feel that much more enjoyable. I'm going to put my hand there so that you can see that card a little bit better. For your communications and conversations, you've got the Two of Cups. I love this. This is partnerships, collaborations, connections, interactions. I actually think this could be very good in terms of forging connections this week. This could be professional or academic or maybe all of the above. One thing that I will say to you though, with all of these cards, especially because you've got the Devil card here, which on the positive end of this is about being healthily obsessed with something. So I am going to say whatever partnerships you're forging this week, you will need to work at them. You will need to show up, all right? It's not going to be a case of you can just kind of coast along. For those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, this is you and another person, like you're working alongside someone else or maybe even a group of someone else's in order to bring a project to life. And it's like you're finally infusing your emotion into something. Whether it was there before or whether it was hidden or whatever the case might be, you're now putting all of that sort of heart-based self into whatever you're doing. For those of you that are employed by somebody else, one of the ways that this might show up for you, if you are single, you maybe want to entertain it, but like a work colleague could come forward and ask you if you are single, if you want to date. There are opportunities for this, absolutely. With the Devil card here, you might, because Librans identify with their work a lot, right? That's something that I've known since I was about 15, right? Libran people, they really do, like lots of people talk smack about like, oh, Capricorns are just their work. Have you ever really met a Libra? Right, you guys really do identify very heavily with the work that you do. And so when I see this like this, you might sort of say to yourself like, no, we can't date because, you know, work policy or whatever the case might be. But actually, with the Two of Cups there is true potential. For those of you that are already partnered. This could be that you're partnering up with a work colleague, and this could be the same for those of you that are single. It's not all just about love, but it's possible. For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, Marvel team up. This week seems to be a week for that. There's like this whole energy in the air where I think people are just going to come together, they're going to do some stuff, and then they're going to go on their merry ways. It's like there's partnership energy in the air, maybe not necessarily relationship energy, but definitely like Marvel team up. What do I mean by that? It's like when two characters who are usually standalone end up crossing paths, they realise they could, absolutely smash the crap out of each other and then say, actually, you know what, let's join forces temporarily and then we'll go on our merry way. So love this for you. When it comes to your, those of you that are retired and no longer working for any reason, it may very well be that your relationship needs some insight and some support. This would be a great time for couples counselling or therapy. So you've got the Two of Swords here in the love and relations, right? Now, the thing with this is the Two of Swords can show up as an opposition within a partnership or a relationship. So if you're partnered, married, or in long-term commitment, this could be where you're getting back to an even keel with your partner after having had some, challenging heart-to-heart talks. The Two of Swords can also see it's like one of those cards that suggests like you're really searching your feelings in a sense. And then you've got the two twos. Two twos represents a bond, a pact, or an accord. So this is a refresh of the relationship in some regard, which I think is a good thing. For those of you that are single, you may be not necessarily surprised, but actually I think you might be surprised at who the person is that comes forward to say, like, actually I kind of like you, would you be interested in going for coffee? So it's cool, right? And if you are that person that likes somebody else, don't be afraid to make that first move. For your money and materials, you have the Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups is usually a solid offer. It can be crappy offers, and you've got this with the Devil card. So one thing that I will say to you is there are financial opportunities on the table for you this week. However, the chances are these will be contractual, and more importantly, because you've got the Devil card here as well, it's very likely that you'll be tied to these for some time to come. So if this is something that you don't sort of want for the long haul, I would be conscious about getting into anything that requires a certain level of commitment. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, the Page of Cups will usually show up as, in the way that I read this, one of the ways that it can show up is through the hormonal side of things. But because you've got it with the Devil card, this can be, I think there's going to be, and I wanted to say this earlier, but I thought, no, maybe, like if it comes up again, and it's come up again, like if there is someone who is a little bit of a bad influence on you, doesn't necessarily bring out, it's not that they don't bring out the best in you, it's just that they bring out the rebel, the wild teen that parties till 4 and 5 a.m. Like there's a little bit of overindulgence energy in these cards. And I want you to be mindful of that because it could wreak havoc with your life, as an adult. There's definitely a sense here of we all have them, right? When you're really good, you're really sensible about everything, and then something happens, and you think, fuck it, I'm going to go and have a wild night or a wild time or whatever the case might be. That's great when it's in proportion, but this looks like whoever your friend is, that's the little devil on your shoulder that can always convince you to do bad things. Not bad things, but you know what I mean, like. One way that I would say you could navigate this is maybe you set the terms and just say, right, okay, you know what, we're going out this weekend, we're going to, go wild, it's going to be great. But then after that, no school nights or, do you know what I mean? It's like you're reining yourself in, but you're also allowing yourself to cut loose. And I think in life, you are the sign of balance. It's important to be able to do both. Just like it's important to be able to check a bitch, right, and stand up for yourself, and also know how to walk away when the moment is right, or to concede, or to compromise, right? All of these things, all things in balance. Now, For your home and environment, this could be, and I wonder if this is the person and this is why they show up so strongly, you've got someone coming to stay with you this week, and this person can be a little bit of a bad influence. If that's not the case, I wouldn't be surprised if this was like the in-law that constantly berates you or finds some way to put you down. I've never understood people like that. Like, whether you wanted this person to get married to this other person or not is irrelevant. They are married. So pull your finger out of your arse, pull your head out of your arse, and just try to get along with them, right? Maybe you're going to be different people. That's life. But I've never understood that whole like, oh, the mother-in-law hates me, or like, what the fuck? How old are we? Grow up, people. Anyway, soapbox moment over. With that said, if you're dealing with a difficult in-law, put an extra spoon of sugar in their tea. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a great week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. And if you want to get your personal reading with me, you can do so on the link in the description box below. Take care, and I'll see you soon.